Please give it up for Mary Walton Petersen, everyone.
Hey, what's up, Pittsburgh? Let's make some noise! How are we feeling tonight? Oh, this is wrapped around here like a snake. Hold on. Do we have any visitors of the Outer Banks in here today? That's where I came from. Living on the Outer Banks. Y'all familiar with Nag's Head, North Carolina? All right, Nag's Head, named after the cons and pros of having a man around. It's real cool living on the beach. I recently learned a few tan and fetal position. You come out tie-dye. But we got any Stevie Wonder fans in here? Stevie Wonder? I always thought, because I love Stevie Wonder, okay, anyone who wears sunglasses, they're blind. So I moved to the beach, and I'm like, who let all these blind people on the road? I come up upon this one guy, his truck was stuck in the sand, and he was like, whoa, shoo. I was like, oh my God, Ni Jiao Mingza, you speak Chinese too? He goes, whoa, shoo, my car's stuck in some deep shoo. Getting used to all the accents there. Because you see the men there, the men who are from the Outer Banks look like Theo Von, and the men who moved there look like Ellen. I'm just getting used to it. They're still getting used to me too. They don't have a lot of Asian people, especially half Asian people there. A lot of people can't tell that I'm Asian. We have any Wasians in the crowd today? Yeah! That's my brother. He's a plant. Because here's the thing. I'm the whitest out of all of my siblings, right? Traitor! But I feel like when you're Asian, you can't claim the identity unless you claim the struggle. And my Asian struggle is every time I take a picture with my family, I have to bend down. All my siblings went to Korea to get in touch with their roots. I went to Colonial Williamsburg. But in the Outer Banks, you know, everyone thinks that, well, when you have a Korean woman and a white man, of course they give birth to 4 Navajo children. And so I wear braids to work. My nickname's Pocahontas is starting to get to my head. I saw a white guy getting beat up the other day. I was like, stop! And then we fell in love. I actually saw my first fight outside 7-Eleven. It was crazy. One of them, it was 2 women. I know, right? What? You got a little too excited about that one. One of the women was like, I'm from the 540. You don't want to mess with me? The other one said, I'm from the 757. You don't want to mess with me? And then someone pulled up, I'm from the 123, Sesame Street and the whole gang. Like, Elmo's not the one! In the Outer Banks, we have a Wright Brothers Memorial. Are we familiar with the Wright Brothers? 2 men, first flight. They invented this thing called guys from Ohio moving to the beach. They're real cool. One of them had a long-distance girlfriend. You can read about it in the museum. Orville Wright had a long-distance girlfriend back in Ohio. But here's my thing is, okay, we have any members of the service here? Anyone who flies planes? Air Force, Navy? That's cool. I'm in the service. I'm a waitress. I know you're thinking, what? Like recently graduated film major working as a waitress? It's different when you do it in a red state. It's just me pulling myself up from my bootstraps. But I don't know how you can fall in love with a guy whose passion is planes. Imagine the amount of times you gotta hear him say, wee! Long distance relationship with the man who's inventing the plane. I bet she's like, baby, why don't you visit me? What the heck? And he's like, no, 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 girl. I'm inventing a way to visit you faster. But really, the Wright brothers never made a plane. They made a blanket for it. It's just like some chopsticks and some bed sheets. I bet they could have made a plane. They really could have. Orville's brother Wilbur is like, hey, Orville, what if we just... And he's like, no, 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 no. Slow down with that. They could have invented the plane, but they chose not to, because then Orville would have to visit his woman. Last time I did comedy, it was for a group of Navy men, and I bombed, and you're like, what? That's so fitting. But I was entertaining this table of drunk men, right? And I was like making them laugh, whatever. I thought they'd buy me a drink. Instead, one of them put a crisp hundo, like with the blue strip going down it, right in my hand. He said, sweetheart, you did so good. And they all left. And I thought, damn, I would make a killing as a platonic stripper. That was crazy. My club, all the men from all over would come in from their business trips and be like, don't tell my wife, but we're going to this club. The girls there, crazy witty, epic personalities. And instead of lap dances, they'd be walking around, like making them feel special, you know, like goofing with them, laughing with them, like, I love Hootie and the Blowfish, what? And you can stuff dollars down their quirky graphic tees. And, you know, some of them, you could still be a sugar baby. You could have a great personality and be a sugar baby. But you gotta be careful, ladies. Sometimes they only want you for your personality. You know what a bottom bitch is? For a pimp, the bottom bitch, that's the girl that keeps the other girls in control. And at my quirky girl club, you know, I'm gonna have my goofy bitch. She'll be like, I hope everyone's up to date on their pop culture references. I would make sure they all got sex tested, STD tested, of course. And you know what that is? You keep nodding. Like, yup, STD. You gotta pee in a cup. My doctor asked for my pee in a cup, cause he's freaky. And I'm the type of chick, I always gotta go pee. I even pre-gamed this event. I drank a whole gallon of Tropicana lemonade. And then the moment came and I couldn't do it. I was just sitting in the doctor's office bathroom, I couldn't do it. And I thought, is this how men feel? I went to a 24-hour strip club in Newport News recently called Romance City. Where I'm from, we just call it Bethesda. But it was real cool. I didn't want them to know, because it's for industry workers, right? It's open for 24 hours, because if you're a stripper, you go there to get an outfit before work. Kind of like how during back to school I go to Old Navy. But I get there, I wanted them to think I was one of their own. And I think she did. I got along really nice with this other girl shopping there. Because she told me her real name, unless you're really a stripper named Ruth. But in the corner, there's like a Build-A-Bear workshop set up for sex dolls, right? You could give it a voice box. What? When you hug it, it makes a noise. I know my dumb ass would get them confused, though. I'd have a teddy bear that moans. A sex doll with my dead grandpa's voicemail, like, happy birthday, love you. I'm trying to make friends because I just moved to the beach, so I recently joined the Dare County Democrats. And I really wanted to impress them at our first meeting, so I made an apple pie. Did a little too good a job, now they're all Republican. Because here's my thing is, I'm fiscally and socially liberal, but I will always back the GOP endorsed menu. Vinegar-based barbecue sauce is my single issue vote. I'm trying to make friends. There's this one club, it's a bunch of ladies my age, they go for sunset walks. And that's so lovely. These gotta be like really lovely girls. And before we go for our walk, we go around in a circle and we say our favorite thing that we did that week. And my first meeting there, you know, I want them to see how goofy I am, a goofy bitch. So I'm like, say to the girl next to me, like, what if I said like, killed my mom? So I'm still trying to make friends on the Outer Banks. It's really nice being a grown woman on the beach, though. Because I remember visiting the beach in middle school, you know. I wouldn't even be seen in a bikini until I skipped breakfast, did a Chloe Ting ab workout. Hell yeah, sister. Put on some body glitter. But now I'm a 23-year-old. The other day I was minding my business, reading my Sylvia Plath on the book, because I'm a grown woman on the beach. And there were these teenage boys playing spike ball, and one of them sent their sister over like, my brother wants to know how old you are. Like, I'm 23! It's cool being a grown woman on the beach. Call me Barbara Way, I'm rocking that bush. I freaking love it there. You know what else I'm looking forward to? Pretty soon you're gonna be able to tell I'm a woman on the beach because I'm gonna have long, saggy, tan leather tits. Ooh! Like 2 coin purses hanging from my chest, you could squeeze it, feel the riches. You know, like you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, there's this one scene where Jack Sparrow throws down a coin purse, like, it makes that noise when it hits the bar. He's like, I'll buy your boat. That's gonna be the sound of my tits hitting the bar. 2 Miller Lights and a woofer when I'm ready. Thank you. Ooh, I'm so excited. It's important to live your life up now. I decided recently that I want to be an older mom, right? I'm gonna have a buzzer beater baby. I'm not gonna get pregnant till I'm 45. You can do that now. You know, women can freeze their eggs, go directly from freezer to oven. I'm gonna call him DiGiorno. My buzzer beater baby, my baby daddy's gonna be swinging off the ring like, ooh, Fuck it, maybe I'll name it after my Hot Pocket. But it's really important, you gotta live up your young lady life. Because we all know Anthony Bourdain, right? Like the great travel writer, philosopher. And he preaches that you gotta put yourself out there and go to these pockets of culture. So the backseat of a man's Ford Fiesta is kind of like my hole in the wall udon shop in Okinawa. I quit nicotine when I wrote this joke. And I couldn't decide, am I addicted to cigarettes or to looking really friggin' cool? But on the way here, actually, I had a smoke. I put on lip gloss first, and it got on the cigarette. It got all slippery, it kept falling out, and I was like, damn, is this how men feel? Thank you guys so much. I'm Mary Walton Petersen.